Hello traders, it's Tomek here from Nikos Trading Academy and welcome in my weekly indices forecast. So let's start from DAX, like always, and what we see on the daily chart. That price reached very strong support level, and now we started to have reaction. But first, let's go to weekly chart to see a little bit bigger picture and what we can say right now. That price, went down again, and we see that the support zone is not only daily, but this is also strong support on the weekly chart if we pay attention to the past. There is also next one a little bit lower, somewhere around this point. So if price breaks this, we can have situation that price will continue to go down or even back to this level. Yeah, so this is the, if I can say, the lowest point. So we see that this is quite interesting because this DAX was going up from a long period of time, and now we have like in this year, in 6 months, price exactly went to those levels from the 2020. I think from this point, I'm not sure, but from this point, yes, from this point we see that price was making new higher highs. So we see that this whole move was quite strong, and also on the monthly chart we see that price broke the 36. So it's pushing down right now. But if you just pay attention on the monthly chart, this also might be situation that the price will make like a 1 to 3, and we will still have continuation later on. Yes, but of course this is monthly, so very big time frame. And now what we can say that, or after bouncing here, we'll have this bigger retracement to this area of the resistance. Let me maybe draw it first. So this is our next area of the resistance, more or less this zone. This is the next one. Of course, 36 will act as a resistance. We also have trend line on the weekly chart. This looks like that. So what we can say that bounce reactions here and then another push or retracement back to the trend line to the 36 EMA, another bounce and continuation. And whenever price breaks this trend line, we can say, okay, we can go up again, and this is our goal, and then of course previous stops. So this is our scenario, or a small retracement and then continuation still with this down momentum to the next level of the support. So what we have on the daily chart, this is let me adjust the line. We have more details. So this is our trend line. This is our resistance from the weekly chart. Now we have the support reaction. So where price might to go, of course, our first area is the 36. So whenever price reaches 36, we can expect bounces and continuations, or we will get just this spike around this, because you see price like to spike. As here we had the retest of the 36, and then price just spiked to this level, and then we had continuation. So maybe we'll get the same situation. Price will reach this, then maybe some spike, and then bounce. Okay, so right now we are still in the down momentum. So right now we can pay attention to sell. DAX, of course, to sell this, we need to wait at least for this trend line breakout. But because on the 4-hour chart, if we pay attention, price, it's breaking or even it's sliding around the trend line. So it's a little bit too early yet to say. I thought it was broken, but no, if we just pay attention, price is sliding here. On the 36 was broken. We had EMA crossover, but we still have trend line. So the best way is to just simply wait for breakout of those two areas, and then here you try to go long and you trade in the retracement. Keep in mind about the day 36 EMA, where is your goal. Here, of course, short scenarios, and we can still target this support zone, but again, pay attention that around this level we also have support. Okay, so because what can happen, price might went down again, create higher low, and make this bigger retracement later on. Okay, so we have to pay attention to this level right now. So if we go to 1-hour chart right now, we know that we are squeezed between those two levels. Yes, so like I said, ideally it's good to wait for breakouts to see where price might to go. If you are a little bit more aggressive, if price retrace to this area, you can still have 1-hour chart long 1 to 3. So whenever price starts to go up, you can pay attention to buy scenarios, and your goal will be, of course, this trend line. Okay, so as long as we are here, you can just pay attention and trade here. Even more aggressive traders can look for bounces right now, so you draw this, but it's like scalping, day trading. Yes, if we want to just grab some pips. So whenever price, if you go to 5-minute chart, whenever price starts to break this, will make a new lower low, lower high, you can take short scenarios and target the zone. Okay, so this is for intraday day traders. If you want to have a little bit more cleaner direction, you need to wait for breakouts. Next is NASDAQ. Weekly chart. Our lines are still the same. We have this support, we have this resistance, trend line, still downtrend, but price here stopped and it's trying to go up. So if we go up again, area of the reaction is this resistance, then we have trend line, and then of course we have next resistance. We can look for the next levels, but right now we are still on the down momentum on the weekly chart. Yes, if you pay attention to monthly, it's still very strong uptrend. Yeah, it's still very strong uptrend, and if you pay attention, there still might be like 1 2 3 and then continuation again. But of course, price can still drop to this level, and even from this level, if we have bounce, it will still start to make higher lows. We can also draw this trend line, so this might be really interesting, because as long as this trend line is holding, we can say that we are in the uptrend. Yeah? So maybe you will get retracement to this level, yes, and then from this level, price will bounce. It was on the gold. If you follow the gold, it was exactly the same in the past. That price in the gold price went up very, very far and went up strongly. Then we had retracement, reached very strong level on the monthly chart, and then again up move. Yeah? So this was similar situation, but of course, like I said, it's very, very high time frame. So let's focus on the levels, on the time frames where we can trade. Yes. So this is our line here, and what we have on the daily chart. Daily is interesting right now. If we look for possible trend line was broken, as you pay attention here. Yes. So the daily trend line was broken. Price is breaking. Also interesting situation is that on the daily chart, price make higher low. Okay, so after breakout of the trend line, there is not much resistance around this level. So the strong resistance is up here, so we can really get continuation to this zone, and we also have trend line here. Okay, so this is the new line which is building right now. So we can leave this. We see that, okay, price is pushing up. So right now we can try to take, because it's not confirmed yet if we have this, because if you pay attention, there is still one area where price might to stop. I will unzoom this, and this is the zone. This previous stop, it also might stop our idea. Okay, this previous stop. This is only resistance on the 4-hour chart, as you pay attention. This is not daily. So this is from the 4-hour chart. So what can happen? If we, of course, we have breakout of the zone, price, you know where is the next goal. Price can easily go up. Of course, in between, we will get next resistance around this zone. So those are the levels where price might react. So after breakout, definitely long scenarios. But we can also have situation that from this point, price will just react. And the reaction might be to the 36 EMA. And then, of course, we still pay attention to buy this and target this. Or reaction might be that we'll go even deeper to this trend line. And then we can have situation that we will be maybe stuck in this zone. Okay, whenever price, of course, breaks this trend line, then you have next levels of the support where price might to go, but I don't think it will happen now. So what we can do right now on NASDAQ, if we go to 1-hour chart, we will see that we have this trend line or different angle like this. So it's more or less the same line. Ideally, because right now we don't have direction, you see price is struggling. So ideally, we want to take long scenarios here, and short scenarios, if you like, you can take here, but only for day trader and scalpers. And your goal is 4-hour chart 36 EMA. Okay, so this is your goal. So keep in mind about that. If price reach the 4-hour chart 36 EMA, then this is our decision level. or price again continue to go up, so you close short positions and you start to focus on the long positions again. Or if price breaks this, you leave your short position. If you are not in, you can re-enter, you can just enter, and this is your goal. Okay, so this is our approach for NASDAQ. Now Dow Jones, similar of course to NASDAQ, but the difference is that it's a little bit different on the weekly chart. Also on the monthly, we have like a cleaner picture, yes, about this monthly long 1 to 3. We are around 36 EMA. Weekly chart didn't go so much low like NASDAQ. Yes, we see we had EMA crossover here and price just went down and stopped around this very strong support zone. Yes, this is very, very strong. So we are still in the down momentum on all of them. Also on the US 500. Retracement to the resistance to the 36, and whenever price breaks this trend line, we can say that price might to go up again. So we go to daily chart. We have different situation on the lower time frames, because you see price here didn't break our trend line. We are still below trend line. So those small differences we have. Okay, so that's why we can, that's when you can pick up which one you would like to trade. Yes, some of you like to trade, for example, only Dow Jones. I know also people who like only NASDAQ. So different traders, different approach. Anyway, this is our situation. So ideally, we want to see breakout or up and then resistance and then trend line together with the 36 EMA and another area of the resistance of the daily chart, or breakout of this 2 to 3 line and then short scenarios again to target previous bottom. Okay, so right now we don't have clear situation. Nasdaq is a little bit cleaner because here you see price is more in the range on the 4-hour chart. If you go to 1-hour chart, it's also a little bit creepy, yeah, if I can say like that. So what we can do ideally really on the Dow Jones, breakout of this area, breakout of this is the best. Intraday traders, because we have this strong trend line, you can think about bounces. So to jump into bounces, you can just look for this trend line breakout. And then you can try to look for short scenarios, but your goal will be this trend line here. Okay, so keep in mind that this is your goal. Remember also that we are in the summertime, so we have less volatility. So that's why scenarios might happen like that. Okay, so keep in mind about that. So this is Dow Jones, US 500. It's similar to, I think, Dow Jones. Here, of course, price went lower, and same story. Yes, we have strong support, possible reaction. Where? To the trend line, to the 36 EMA, to the resistance zone. As long as this trend line is holding, we pay attention to sells, or our main direction is still sell. Whenever price breaks this trend line, of course, we can go up. So we have a daily trend line. So you see it's very similar right now. So it will be exactly the same like Dow Jones. Yeah. So exactly the same. Yeah. Copy paste, if I can say like that. Yeah. So if we go to 1-hour chart, you see it's exactly the same. So the thing is that we are a little bit, we still have room for this trend line. Ideally, of course, again, I would go here or here. Yes, and if you like, you can, like you said, yes, if price reach, but it will be nice to see like this up move, and from this point breakout and short scenarios. This will be better. Okay, but you can choose. Yes, if you get, of course, breakout now, it's still okay to trade, but then your risk reward is smaller, and we always like to get touches of the strong levels of the higher time frames to trade against them. Yes, not against them, but with the main momentum, because we have reason that price might react. So that's why we like to see that price is really touching level, and this is still a little bit points to go. So it's not that we are already here, it's still a little bit missing this. Yeah, because if you see this trend line is coming from the tops. Yeah, so you see if we connect all those spikes here, false breakouts, etc., we still have some space to go. Yeah, so that's why we might to see another up move. So that's why I really like to see that price is touching and then look for short scenarios. Nikkei, on the daily chart, it seems that it's in the range right now. Weekly chart, also nothing happens. Yeah, also it stopped. Yeah, and basically we have this support level, we have this resistance, and we don't have any more clean direction. Yes, as you can see on the weekly, definitely we are still in the downtrend, because if you pay attention, we still have this trend line. Okay, so we are still in a downtrend, but if we like, we can also draw this zone. So we see no clean direction right now of the weekly, but still, as long as we are below this trend line and this resistance holds, we can okay, in a different way. This trend line give us a situation that we are in the downtrend. Okay, so as long as we are below the trend line, we are in the downtrend. But even if this trend line is broken, yes, even if this trend line is broken, we cannot say about the trend change because we still have this resistance. So whenever price breaks this resistance and start to make for us new higher highs, then we can say that, okay, momentum can go up. Because what can happen? Price breaks this trend line. Okay, so usually we say that we have trend change or the beginning, but the thing is that we can have breakout, then bounce here, and another reaction, price will go down. So we'll have confirmation of this range. So we will be in the range, and this trend line is not worth much anymore. Yes, so this is what I wanted to say a little bit about the price action. So what happens now? I don't like much this. We have this resistance, we have the support. We can also draw this line here, the small. So we are in the small wedge. So it's no, it's not easy to trade this for now. Let me just adjust this. So what can happen? Yeah, if we have breakout of this, you can try to buy this. Yes, previously we had false breakout and then price collapse. Yes, so we didn't have confirmation that price stays. So again, if you have breakout, at least try to have some confirmations that price might to stay. Then of course long scenarios and target our trend line and resistance. Another option is to trade against this, but we have to go to lower time frames and you have to draw 1 hour chart trend line, something like this, and whenever price breaks this line. So basically, ideally, we want to wait for breakouts also here. There is no momentum here, so we don't want to go inside of this. We want to take breakouts and look for long and here short scenarios, but try to pay attention to 4-hour chart 36 EMA. So you have to sell this on the lower time frames. Again, we can have situation that price will reach this, will bounce on the 36. There is also small support zone, and we'll try to go up again to retest this or even breakout continuation. Yeah, so you have to pay attention. If you sell 36, if it's broken, then this trend line, and then of course next area of the support. And, and the last one is Aussie index. So after this strong move, price of course broke this. We have this support zone. Now price stopped, so we can expect retracements where to the resistance, to this weekly trend line here together with the 36. And this, if really this happens, let me just draw this trend line. If really this happens, this is good zone for bounce and make another down move to this support, to this, or even lower. Okay, so this is strong level for continuation. If of course price breaks this, then we can go up again even to this resistance. So we go to daily chart and daily. Let me change the angle of this trend line. So our daily trend line. Yeah, so basically we can have retracement. Right now price is retracing, is making for us higher low on the daily chart. Yes, so we can have continuation where to the 36 EMA or to this trend line. So like I said, whenever we have a situation that price reach this zone and we have new line, so ideally we would like to see that price is, from the long-term perspective, or is breaking this zone or is breaking this trend line. Okay, but we can go to lower time frames to see. And right now lower time frames is not so perfect. This is the previous top. together with the daily 36 EMA, more or less. So what we can do if you want to trade, right now price is in the range, okay? So if you like to trade this, ideally we need to see that price is breaking, this area. And then you can try to buy this, of course, on the lower time frames, because this is your goal, so it's not far away. So 5-minute, 15-minute chart, long scenarios. And basically, that's all. The thing is that if we have continuation of this range, for example, and 36 EMA will go with this, and then you will get like a range together with the 4-hour chart, 36 EMA. We can also try to sell this. Yeah. So if this range continues for some period, if we have this, and then you get breakout together with the 4-hour chart 36 EMA, you can look to sell this, and this is your goal. Okay, this is your goal, and then after breakout, you have next levels, of course, from the higher time frames. Okay, so guys, that's all. Yeah, so I hope we'll get some moves. Keep in mind that we are during the summertime, so we can have less volatility. Anyway, let's wait for good and high probability setups. Don't jump in just like this that we have something. Maybe you will get some entries after a couple of days because we'll have ranges. So be patient during this period. But still, it's we have chances to trade some indices. Okay, so thanks a lot. Wish you all a great week, and hear you soon. Bye.